What's up, family? Hey, I want to jump on here and talk to you guys about a few things. It's going to be deep. It's going to be kind of heavy. Sensitive subject for some. Oftentimes, when we fall in love and the person we fall in love with don't love us back, we misconstrue that as we not being worthy, that we're not worthy of love, that something's wrong with us. And so often, we'll try harder, we'll go harder in that relationship to make it work. And the reality, nothing you do is nothing you do is going to make that relationship work. They don't love you. That's a hard pill for us to swallow because they tell us they love us, but they don't show us that they love us. And for the most part, most of us really don't understand what love is. And so we'll misconstrue sex as love. We'll misconstrue them buying us some things as love. We'll misconstrue um, them coming home and being in the bed with you as love. That's not love. We have a twisted concept of what love really is. And because our concept of love is twisted, we misread the actions of others as love. When we find out that they don't want to be with us anymore, that's when we think, man, they don't love me. But the whole time they were disrespecting you, cussing you out, calling you outside your name, sometimes being physically abusive. And for some of us, we have this misconcept that that's love. I just pissed them off. I just made them mad. But they still love me. I'm not going to argue with you and tell you that they don't love you. Yeah, something you're going to have to find out on your own. You know what I mean? But I would say is that when you find out that they don't want to be with you anymore, or that they got another person that they're kicking it with a lot more than what they're kicking it with you, you come to the realization that, man, it's over. And most of us will go into this deep depression, if not all of us, we'll go into this deep depression trying to figure out what's wrong with us. What did we do wrong? How come we can't make this person happy? How come we can't satisfy this person? What's so messed up with us that they have to go outside of this relationship? What's so messed up with us that nobody wants to love me? And we'll think that because of our history. We'll think that because of the previous relationships we've been in that all failed. Family, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. What life is trying to teach you is that you need to learn and understand what love truly is. And by you going through these relationships, or you been in these relationships are teaching you what love is not. I'm going to say that again. These relationships that are causing you so much pain and suffering, these relationships that have caused you so much pain and suffering, their whole intent was to teach you what love is not. Love is not abusive. Emotionally, physically, intellectually, love doesn't cause you pain like that. Not not intentionally. Sometimes love hurts, yes, but it's not intentional. It's not cruel. And when people abuse you emotionally, physically, that's cruel. That's not love. When people are constantly putting you down, calling you outside of your name, disrespecting you, that's not love. That's cruel. We have to understand what love is and what love isn't. And if the truth be told, many of us, we need to understand why it is that we're drawn to these people in the first place. We never really get to that level of understanding, though, for the most part. We'll get in relationships, we'll fall in love, the relationship will end, we'll become mad, hurt, and bitter, toxic, and we'll jump into another relationship. And we never take the time alone to figure out what in the heck is going on. What is the lesson that I'm supposed to have learned? What is life trying to teach me? We don't want to deal with that stuff. We just want the pain to end. And so we think the pain ends by us jumping in another relationship and us having feelings for somebody else. We think the pain ends because we go out clubbing and hoeing, and we getting caught up emotionally in something else. That doesn't cause the pain to end. Drinking, slamming dope, none of that stuff causes the pain to end. That just creates additional problems. Why was it that What was the reason why you fell in love with that person in the first place? Why were you so attracted to that person in the first place? What was it that drew you to that person? What was it that kept you with that person when you got all the indications, all the signs that they really didn't care about you the way you cared about them? See, because most of us, if we're honest with ourselves, we have underlying unresolved issues before we even get in relationships. And so, out of that need, out of that hurt, out of that suffering, we'll go into relationships wanting that pain to end, wanting that, wanting to fill that void, that need. And it really has nothing to do with love. It really has nothing to do with love. It's the fact that as a person, man, I have some underlying issues that I'm really not aware of. And so my issues is crying out to this person. My need, my subconscious needs are crying out, and issues are crying out to this person for help, looking for answers. Family, you have to understand who you are. And we say that all the time. And I hear people saying they know who they are. And I dare say 99% of humanity does not know who they are. And people, I'm a child of God. I'm this. I'm that. I'm da 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 da. Yeah, okay, whatever. That's superficial. That's superficial. It has absolutely nothing to do with who you are, why you are the way you are. Why are you the way that you are? Why do you love the way you love? Why do you fall the way you fall? Why do you think the way you think? Why do you respond and react and blow up the way you do? Why do you feel the need to be in a relationship? Why do you feel the need to be in gossip, to be in everybody's business? Why do you feel the need to be validated? That's knowing who you are. Knowing who you are is not the superficial stuff. It's not, oh, I know what my favorite color is, my favorite number is this, and whoop de whoop, and I like this, and I like. That's not knowing who you are. That's superficial crap. That's all superficial crap. That has absolutely, really nothing to do with who you are. Who you really are is hidden in your subconscious. And most of us will not deal with our subconscious. Most of us will not even think to sit down and take a time out and understand by delving into our subconscious thoughts and understanding who we are. I don't care who you get in a relationship with. If you haven't understood and learned to understand your subconscious thoughts, that relationship is going to have some major problems. And every relationship is going to pretty much be the same. Why? Because there's some things about you that you don't understand. There's some things about yourself that you don't even know. And so those relationships are trying to get you to evolve, get you to understand that, man, this is so much deeper than what I originally thought. See, most of us, we think we know everything already. Most of us, we already think we got this figured out. And that's our greatest problem, is that we think we already got this figured out. We think we know everything already. And so can't nobody tell us anything. Can't nobody tell you to sit down, shut up, take a time out, and learn who you are. Because you already know who you are. So you think, so you say. Family, when you fall in love and it leads to pain, it's supposed to lead to great growth and development afterwards. I'm going to say that again. When you fall in love and it leads to pain, that's because it's supposed to lead to great growth and development afterwards. But most of us, instead of going into the great growth and development, we become more toxic, more negative, more hateful, more distrusting because we won't take the time out to understand what in the world is going on. Because again, we think we know everything already. I'm the type of person, I'm not going to tell people that they're wrong. If I ever get in a conversation with people, when I do get in conversations with people, I don't tell people that they're wrong. Why? As soon as you tell somebody that they're wrong, they get defensive. Their walls go up. They shut down. They don't listen no more. Because now they're defensive. They're thinking about what they're going to say, how they're going to respond. Because you've triggered them. What I've learned was that the best way to get people to understand something is not challenge their beliefs, but show them a new perspective, show them a different way of thinking, show them another perspective of how things could be, how things are. Allow them to see the situation through a new pair of glasses. Allow them to see the situation through a totally different perspective. Without challenging their perspective, allow them the opportunity to see your opinion or reality through a totally different perspective without judging and condemning the perspective that they already have. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.